It's early morning, and Peppa and George are in their room packing their suitcases for a family trip. They're both excited as they prepare for their big adventure. Peppa says she can't wait to go to the airport for their holiday, and George giggles in agreement. Mummy Pig comes in to help them pack their last few things, smiling as she asks if they're ready for the trip. Peppa nods, proudly showing off her favorite toys and sun hat, while George clings to Mr. Dinosaur, roaring with excitement. Mummy Pig assures them they need to get going to catch their flight. The family arrives at the bustling airport with suitcases, taking in the sounds of planes and people. Peppa is amazed at the big airport, and George points at the planes roaring. Daddy Pig smiles, explaining that the airport is full of airplanes taking off and landing, and they'll be on one soon. Mummy Pig points ahead, mentioning they need to check in and go through security. At the check-in counter, Peppa watches as their suitcases go on the conveyor belt. Curious, she asks Daddy Pig where the suitcases are going. He explains that they're on a special conveyor belt heading to the plane. George excitedly calls it a ride for suitcases. Next, they go through security, placing backpacks on the conveyor belt and walking through the metal detector. Peppa giggles, comparing it to magic with its beeping sounds. George mimics her, calling it a magic beep, making everyone laugh. As they proceed to their gate, Peppa spots a moving walkway, a Travelator, and excitedly asks what it is. Mummy Pig explains that it helps people move faster through the airport. Peppa giggles, thinking it's like a conveyor belt for people, and George points, wanting to ride it. Daddy Pig laughs and agrees. The family steps onto the Travelator, and Peppa and George giggle as they glide forward. Peppa finds it fun, exclaiming "wee," while George giggles too. Mummy Pig reminds everyone to hold on tight as the Travelator takes them to their gate. Pretending to be train drivers, Peppa and George laugh and enjoy the ride, calling "choo-choo" as they go back and forth. After several rides, Mummy Pig reminds them it's time to head to their gate. They reach the boarding area and sit down to wait for their flight. Peppa smiles, declaring she loved the Travelator, while George echoes her excitement. Mummy Pig smiles, happy they enjoyed it, mentioning they'll soon be boarding the plane. Peppa, eager to know their destination, learns from Daddy Pig that they're off to the beach for their holiday. Once their flight is ready, they board the plane, filled with excitement. Settling in by the window, Peppa and George look out, fascinated by the airport activity. Daddy Pig assures Peppa they'll soon be flying high, and when the plane takes off, they watch the ground shrinking below. Peppa is amazed, feeling like they're on a big bird, while George points at the clouds. Mummy Pig smiles, remarking how amazing it is to fly so high. Peppa feels like she's on top of the world. After a smooth flight, they land at their destination, excited to explore. Peppa expresses her joy, loving both the plane ride and the Travelator. George joins in, and Daddy Pig laughs, anticipating more adventures.